just here getting back to a new Simpsons video, and we're back with a new re-reviewing of my favorite Simpson episodes, and this is another classic episode I enjoy, and it starts with this eye on Springfield with this army-like thing, and showing this football game that is going to be happening, which Bart says that he's got tickets, but of course you know those are not tickets. Apparently it's tickets to this wig, for these wigs, and Homer imagines him with a wig. And yeah, he managed to sleep second in line at the stadium, missing several days of work. And yeah, the tickets sold out pretty quickly, and he gets to still have a chance to get the tickets, but Ned manages to call in and win. And yeah, Homer just singing with this music. And yeah, Homer just can't believe of how he didn't win. And what is this water or this hallucination that Marge is hallucinating? Like, what is in that water of what it looks like? And yeah, Homer just praying to God that he'll be able to get the tickets. Which yeah, Ned actually is going to invite Homer to the game. Which yeah, Homer is just shuts the door, and yeah, he's just talking to a waffle that is up on the ceiling, which yeah, of course he eats. And Marge says that Homer is going to hit Ned with this pipe. And yeah, he actually gets on Ned's offer to go to the game. And yeah, he ducks Ned down so Lenny and Carl won't see that he's driving with Ned. And yeah, Mr. Burns talking to the football players and talking about a crippled boy, which that crippled boy is Milhouse, that he did cripple. Mr. Burns crippled himself. And yeah, Homer got this ball to toss around, and yeah, Ned got these food in a nacho hat. Like, that would actually be really cool to actually eat from a nacho hat, though. I'm not gonna lie, that would actually be really cool to eat from a nacho hat. And yeah, Homer just making a mess with the food. And when they win, he just kisses Ned. And yes, somebody throws a cooler at Homer, a water cooler at Homer. And Homer's wanting an autograph. And apparently this football player actually knows Ned, because Ned saved him. And yeah, he actually gives the ball to Ned, which Ned gives to Homer, and Homer just thanks him, and he wants to show everybody of how good Ned is. And yeah, just telling Lenny and Carl, and even throwing this picture, this wedding picture of Homer and Marge's wedding in the trash, well, and putting the football up. And Ned invites Homer to do some pool ball, which of course he does, and of course telling him to be careful. And yeah, he destroys the table. And yeah, we see Rod and Todd watching this movie, and Homer comes and changes the channel, which all these different channels are locked out. And Homer saying that he's been so kind to let him see his family, so Homer wants to show him his family. Yeah, and not Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie, but the people at Moe's Tavern. He goes to, and he actually recognizes Ned from the hospital of Moe actually reading to the children. And yeah, of course he gets on to Ned, and yeah, them just praying for when they're about to eat, and Homer just coming in and eating their food. And they go to this shelter for the poor, and yeah, this guy thinking that Homer is one of them and changes him into different clothes, but Homer is just saying that it's taken forever. And yeah, we see Moe talking to these people, or reading to these people, and Homer just feeding the poor, and yeah, gets on the papers. And Marge thinks that Homer is spending a little bit of time, too much time with Ned, and yeah, they decide to go on this trip together, Homer's family and Ned's family, and yeah, release a boat, and they go boat riding and wondering how Ned's kids are, and he's like, oh, they're fine, even though they're not on there anymore. And yeah, Marge having this sugar Kool-Aid, or this Kool-Aid, which Maude says that they don't allow sugar And yeah, Rod and Todd saying that they can't do sugar, which yeah, Bart makes them do the sugar, and they start going at each other. And Homer just thinking of with Ned and his family. And yeah, they start having a food fight. And Ned and his family are going to be heading back, which Homer going to go and take the boat ride again, which Ned is trying to give him the strength of Homer's kindness. And yeah, it destroys Ned's car with the boat. And yeah, we see Ned going up these staircases and with a gun as well, rifling people. But it was a dream, and he believes that he is starting to hate Homer. Kind of a switcheroo. Kind of a switch. Normally it's Homer that hates Ned, but on here, Ned is seemingly hating Homer. And then we get the classic meme. This is the episode where we get the classic meme with Homer just backing up into the bush, with that stare. That meme, the gift, as well, that you would see gifs of. This is the episode with it. And yeah, Ned saying that they're going to a Flanders family thing, that of course trying to get Homer not to come. And yeah, he just backs straight out of the bush. Again, I just love that gift. I love that meme. You would see that a lot. And yeah, Homer just wanting to see if Ned wants to go golfing, which yeah, they say that they are driving away, which he chases them, and Ned gets pulled over and having to do this certain thing, and all of the church people in this bus is ashamed at Ned. And yeah, Ned's not so sure about this, and yeah, everybody's just angry with Homer. I mean, not Homer, at Ned. And yeah, even the Reverend as well. And yeah, them thanking Homer for all his generous offerings. And yeah, while they're praying, Homer is just doing this whistle with his nose. And yeah, Ned breaks out at Homer, and everybody's angry at Ned. And Homer actually defends Ned, and actually does this really touching speech that everybody forgives Ned. And Ned actually thanks Homer. And then we see the following Thursday, Homer shows this map of one of his members that have died, and left this old house to them, which they can go and spend some time in. And yeah, Ned comes over to the door, and Homer's like, "Get lost, Flanders." And he's like, "Oakley dokley." Yeah, and the kids are relieved that is back to the usual stand-up now of Ned, or Homer just hating Ned again. And yeah, them going to the house, and we don't even see the inside of what's happening, but we just hear them screaming or freaking out. But yeah, again, another really good episode of Ned actually loving or liking Ned in this episode. Because normally, Homer does not like Ned. I mean, again, Homer and Ned is pretty much like Mr. Dinkelberg and Mr. Turner on the Family Odd Parents, right? That's just exactly what it reminds me of. I mean, of course, Ned and Homer came first before Mr. Turner and Timmy's dad and Mr. Dinkelberg. But again, that's what it always reminds me of. Because again, Mr. Dinkelberg on the Family Odd Parents is pretty much just like Ned Flanders, right? Of how nice and good of a neighbor he is, and how all positive he is. And of course, Mr. Turner, Timmy's dad, is like Homer. Of course, which Timmy's dad always believes as well that Mr. Dinkelberg is evil, but of course Homer doesn't, though. But still, very similarities.